welcome to Beyond Screens. My name is Tatiana Vilela dos Santos, and this is the special festival edition of the ALT+CTRL show, where we interview the creators of games that use strange and unusual custom-made interfaces. For example, a game can be controlled with a door stopper, an electric guitar, or maybe a paper shredder. Or the creator might build a totally new object made by soldering together electronic components. And we are in the run-up to the 2022 IndieCade Festival, and in celebration, we are hosting interviews with this year's finalists. Today, I have the pleasure to introduce to you Gambling Paradise, and two members of its development team, Simon Dejean and Alexandra Ferreol. Simon and Alexandra are old students of mine. They studied together, and they're also part of a game collective titled Le Chien Pastèque. Hello, guys. How are you? Hi. So you made Gambling Paradise the escape call. It's nominated in the live action category of this year's festival. Congratulations.
Thanks.
Thanks a lot.
And before we talk further about the game, let's see it in action.
Go straight forward, then to the right, and then go left until you reach the phone.
So that was Gambling Paradise, the escape call. Can you tell us a bit more about the game? What is it about?
Sure. We wanted to create a game where we experience such scenes as we see in the movies, such as Ocean's 11, where they are, going inside the casino to retrieve all the money. So we wanted to create this scene where one of the burglars are inside the casino and the other guy is outside and he's helping the inside one. So you have access to all the cameras, to the map of the casino, and some information about it. And you have to plan out your escape by searching where are the guards, where is the exit, and just be inside the burglar's skin for 1 hour.
Your partner is an AI, not another player, right?
Exactly. Yeah, you are guiding him through voice recognition software.
That's cool. I mean, I know you have something set up so you can show us the game. So maybe, I mean, you can right away show, do the show and tell part of this show. So, that's a lot of show.
This is here the map of the casino where the player can draw where do you want him to go, etc., and take some notes. This is the phone which is used to call your AI friend, and there are the numbers you can compose, and this whole thing is linked to a computer hidden behind the fake TV. And these are buttons to switch the cameras on the fake TV. And the numbers, the phone numbers are hidden inside newspapers and fake ads. So the player has to, first of all, search through them. It is, first of all, a kind of a puzzle experience. And then he goes into the action by talking to his friend on the phone, his AI friend, of course.
Yeah. So it's really a mix between a sort of escape game where you have to look around and find clues, and alternative controller with the phone, etc.
Exactly. It's a mix between puzzle and an action game, I would say.
It's so weird for me to ask questions because I know already the answers, obviously, but but I have to. I mean, that's my job as the interviewer. How did you come up with the idea? In what context? Again, I know, but for the viewers that are watching us right now, in what context did you make this game?
So we made this game about a year ago inside one of the classes we had with you, where you taught us about the alternative controller and everything. So we picked as a theme 70s vintage casino, and we were, wondering about security cameras, phone, etc. And we just thought about this, like, what about a thief inside a casino and you can control it, but by your voice, as if you were role playing, in a 70s vintage casino aesthetic. So that's basically where the ideas came from.
Yeah, I mean, the first result was made in just 1 week. It was pretty much a jam game, sort of game jam result, and it was already quite impressive. Were one of the best games last year. So I'm not surprised that you've come this far. That you came this far, and you had the opportunity to travel a bit with Gambling Paradise. I mean, I was with you at Out Control GDC last year, not last year, last March.
Years ago.
But it feels like years ago now. How was the players' reception there? Did players enjoy the game? Did you have some modifications made between the first game jam result and what happened at GDC? I know there were some stuff that evolved.
Well, the players did enjoy our game. Basically, we have great feedback. We mostly have also suggestions on how to adapt the video game, the game itself, the alternative control game, whether we would like to create a VR video game or a real escape game using cards. So we had mostly our target was composed of students, video game students, but also students from other industries, and we had a huge target to say, and the feedbacks we had were very helpful for us, as also to create a new version of the game. We had and we still have the opportunity to use their feedbacks to make it way better and always better.
Cool. Simon, would you like to add something about what happened to GDC maybe? Was it easy to set up?
Actually, it took us like half an hour to set up because we were very well organized, so it was no problem. But yeah, it was easy to set up, and I think we got actually a lot of positive feedback, as Alexandra said, about translating the game into VR or into an escape room. So we really thought about it, because we didn't even thought about this thing. We thought that GDC was the last step of this project, but you never know what happens. And I wanted also to say that between the class we had with you and the GDC, the game actually stepped up a little bit, especially with the voice recognition software, because we had a lot of trouble at first to make, as French people, the voice recognition software was programmed to understand the French accent. So once in the GDC, where there are people from all over the world, actually we had a lot of trouble getting understood. The people had a lot of trouble getting understood by the software, so we had to do some touching the code in order to translate to the right.
It was hilarious. So basically,
Yeah.
in this game, you have to say specific words so your AI partner can understand you, like go to the left, to the right. But you had to say it with a French accent.
Exactly.
So it was for the first 24 hours, people needed to
Yeah, we
take
had
a
a
French
French
accent to
Yeah.
play. It was hilarious, but you fixed it quite quickly. You have amazing developers in this team that managed to fix it quite quickly. But that's a really funny part of the story at GDC.
Yeah, well, we didn't laugh once we were there. We were kind of, why is it not working?
Now it's funny. It
Now
wasn't back then, but now it's funny. Now we can laugh about it. So yeah, you mentioned that the future of the game will be a VR adaptation, a VR porting. You will turn this into VR. Can you explain why and what will change? But let's start with the why. Why VR?
Why VR? Because what we like about this ALT control prototype is the total immersion of it. You could totally be in an escape room and really think that you are inside a casino security room, checking all the cameras. If you port that onto, I don't know, PC version, composing a phone number on PC isn't really that funny. Clicking on the numbers or changing cameras, it's not that immersive. I would say the same on every console. Though on VR, it's totally a new experience because you can experience the exact same thing without having to have the prototype with you. So actually, that's kind of the perfect porting thing, porting platform for us to do, because it allows us to translate the exact same experience onto another platform. So of course, there's going to be some mechanics we have to adapt because of the VR headsets capacities, but overall it should remain the same because we really want the experience to remain the same for the players.
Yeah, I mean, I assume it's a matter of accessibility, like alternative controller games, they are awesome, obviously, but you have to show them in different venues, places, festivals, and at some point, if you really want to spread the world with your game, you need to think about the other platforms. And I assume you're working on that right now, designing the mechanics that will change and what you have to change. That's really interesting. I mean, how do you port a game from alternative controller and the physicality of it to VR? Can you give us one example of something you're working on?
Of course, I think I can show you.
Cool.
So in the GDC, we had some we had some information displayed on such cards, and this isn't really possible in VR because of the resolution issue. You would have to take the thing this close in order to see something. So of course, this isn't something we need to do. We can do actually. And this goes alongside with the phone numbers hidden inside ads, because it would require the players to look really, really close to the ad in order to see something, and it would still be blurry. So in order for players to have a better experience, we need to change that design and hide these phone numbers somewhere else, or maybe make them even really big. That's something that's still in discussion right now. But yeah, that's an example
Yeah.
that needs to change.
Okay, yeah, matter of readability and legibility. Yeah, I got it. Okay, cool. A question I should have asked from the get-go. Can you present the team, because you are two members of this team, but there are other persons working with you, and yeah, maybe you can mention your colleagues that are not with us right now, but that are working really hard, I know.
Well, for the alternative controller game we presented for the GDC and the IndieCade, we are actually 12 working on it, being 4 in the producing and marketing branch. You were 3 in game designers, yeah, 3 game designers and level designers, and we had 3 artists as well. They produced mostly 2D assets, such as marketing assets, for example, the one we have behind us. And we also had the remaining persons were all programmers. So that was also something interesting and important for the VR project. So that was also one of the main reasons we did VR and not an escape game. It was having programmers inside of the team working with us. It was very important and is still very important as we are all video game students. So we have like a real video game to show at the end of the year as a graduation project.
How many are you on the VR project now?
I'd say 14.
Yeah, we are 14.
Okay, that's an army. Okay. And talking about the team, I mean, I have to ask, why is your game collective, the team called Le Chien Pastèque? So this is the watermelon dog in English.
Yeah.
So where does that come from? What's happening here?
Well, our group of students knows each other for about 2 to 3 years. And when we all kind of meet 2 to 3 years ago, we had this Discord server with that watermelon dog picture on it. And we went like several months talking to each other on this server. And one day I went like, what is this server called? It was called like video game student or something, but nothing really special. And I was getting lost between all the video games Discord server I had. So I went ahead and say, what about we name it Le Chien Pastèque Watermelon Dog? And everyone went, oh, okay. And,
Okay.
and now all the video games we make together are by Le Chien Pastèque Studio.
Okay, so it's not like a philosophical
Really, no.
influence from Plato. No, okay, it's from the meme. Got it. Okay, cool. Well, is there anything you'd like to add? Can we play the game, by the way?
On VR, you will be able to in, I would say, 1.5 to 2 months.
Okay.
Of course, you can play it in the ALT control, but you know, the setup is with us, so you would have to come this far.
To Paris, yes, especially.
Okay, so are you inviting people to come to your place, Alexandra, so everyone can play Gambling Paradise? Okay.
We can negotiate, but not for now.
And yes.
To play
Excuse me?
Yeah, it was mostly 1 to 2 months, knowing that we'll be organizing play tests maybe by end of November. So you'll be welcome, Tatiana, to test the game.
Thank you. Thank you. I'd love to, but you know, I'll be around. So obviously. And do you have some places online that people can, where people can find you, Le Chien Pastèque or Gambling Paradise?
Yeah, we have both a Twitter and a LinkedIn page with Le Chien Pastèque Studio, where you can find the whole progress of our prototype ALT control and where we are going with it. Obviously, hopefully you have a lot of news on it, but you know, we are working hard to give you some news.
And also we do have a itch.io page for the ALT control game. So maybe I don't know how we'll proceed sharing the link, but it's you can find it on itch.io with all the information and how what setup would be needed to play the build itself, and which technology. I think we described the technology we used to create and to develop the game as well.
Okay, so technically people could play if they feel like building the setup themselves. They could play at home. Okay, so that's cool. Even I didn't know that. Cool. So would you like to add anything before we wrap this up?
Maybe I'd like to say, and I think you do as well, a big thanks to the whole team of Gambling Paradise, and for also this new team as Chien Pastèque is growing up with new team members. And we I think we're all free to see where the game is going and what's next for us.
Yeah, of course, a huge thanks to the whole team that's worked with us. We wouldn't be there without them. And I would like to thank you, Tatiana, for your help and for interviewing us today, because we wouldn't be here without you today.
And to San Francisco as well.
And to San Francisco as well.
Oh, thank you. Well, that's mutual. It was a pleasure having you as my students. I mean, you were really committed to this project. Keep an eye on the IndieCade channel for more interviews with the creators of this year's finalists. The festival opens on November 4th, with the awards show on November 5th. Go to indiecade.com/festival 2022 to see all of this year's finalists and find out more about the festival. Thank you once again to Simon and Alexandra for being here. And of course, thank you all for coming along. Goodbye, everyone.
Thank you. Bye.
Goodbye.